whatever. So we're going to try Dots and Loops, which is a brand new IPA that we released in the beer hall this week. It's draft only, and it is a tart IPA, which maybe I just said twice. So it's kind of like a traditionally brewed IPA with one exception, which is that we titrate the acidity down a little bit, so it's got like a little bit of a refreshing tartness that also kind of works with the hop aromatics in an interesting way. To kind of, it makes it like a little more juicy and kind of refreshing. You'll see, but yeah, give it a shot.
Like, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Mm.
So it's definitely fruity. I think you get like kind of more like berry notes than you normally do with beer, and the tartness, like it's not like mouth puckering or anything. It's just like a subtle little tartness that I think goes super well with the fruity hops that we used, and that's kind of a trend in not this style of beer, but that profile of really fruity, juicy beers is a trend right now, especially in the summer. So this one I'm really excited about. I think it's really tasty.
For sure.
Yeah,
I feel like I could
like
substitute my orange juice with this.
Yeah. Good. All right, so next up we have the Brute IPA. So this is that tart IPA, we just kind of invented, I guess. The Brute IPA is, there you go.
Okay.
It's a new style that was sort of invented out in San Francisco, and what the style is you use enzymes, so these enzymes that they extract from fungi, I think, that make all the sugars in beer accessible to the yeast, and so it dries it out completely, so you don't get any of the natural malt sweetness like we talked about. In the wort kettle, we add bittering hops to try to counteract or balance out the natural sweetness. This beer has no natural sweetness. So we don't add very many bittering hops at all, and we add a lot of dry hops, so it's almost like it's like hop tea or something like that, where you don't have any bitterness, you don't have a lot of malt character, you just have some hops and some effervescence, and so it's kind of like, I guess maybe like hop soda, like alcoholic hop soda or something like that. So yeah, give it a try. It's another take on the IPA.
I dig it.
So you can taste that this one's a little drier,
Right.
and it is, the hop character is like a little more kind of like zippy, a little more minerally and less juicy, and like kind of floral, I guess.
Yeah.
So, similar hops, different process, and you get kind of a totally different experience, IPA experience. Yeah, so we can maybe get back to, if you have more questions to ask.
Totally.
We can do that.
Well, you mentioned you have restaurants here, you have the bars here, you have the brewery here. It's my understanding that you guys actually have concerts here too, right?
Yeah, so that's what we were talking about. We were talking about Darkness Day, and that's a big party we put on every year. We used to have it at the Brooklyn Center facility, but we kind of outgrew that facility, and our neighbors in Brooklyn Center were very patient with us for years, but it was time for us to kind of upgrade the setting. And so having it in Wisconsin, it's going to be 2 days. People can camp there. We've invited a bunch of breweries to pour their, they sent out kegs, so we're going to have kegs from breweries from all around the country. 2 days of metal, of music.
That is wonderful.
And
Carcass is headlining.
Who is?
Carcass.
Carcass. I've never heard of Carcass.
They started the UK, and then Sick of It All is on Friday night, which is like a punk metal, like kind of OG.
yeah, it's like a hardcore, punk metal.
Yeah, I don't know, lots of mosh pits.
I dig.
You probably, I'm maybe the wrong guy to ask, but thank you for piping up.
And Murder City Devils. That was the one that I was like, that's really cool.
And what,
I've never heard of
Canvas?
any of these groups, to
Oh
be
my
honest.
gosh.
I was just
Up your
in.
metal game now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I was just in Somerset for Northern Invasion, so I feel really silly not knowing any of these groups.
He's been stuck on Tool for the last 2 years.
Hey,
Oh,
Tool.
gosh.
We're getting off topic. Okay.
So then we also have Surly Fest coming up, which is going to be here. So that's our kind of Oktoberfest party. So we're going to have music in what we call the festival field out back. And that is going to be, don't tell me, because I really like them. Oh my god, I'm just having a total brain fart.
HS.
High school?
So hold steady.
Hold steady. Oh my god, that's embarrassing.
Minnesota based,
yeah.
and like they haven't played here in 10 years. I want to say 10 or 11 years.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of this big like reunion. They're coming back, hometown party.
Nice. This is Tiffany.
Nice to meet you.
Public relations manager, is that your title?
Yes, something like that.
Awesome. So she runs this place.
Yeah, right.
Top dog.
Bottle. Anyway,
Bottle.
yeah, it's like I'm looking at this.
also
I'm looking at the
peeing
screen,
later.
and it's like Tiffany's face with the bottle like covering half
That's
her eye.
perfect. They're gonna cut me out of it
Okay, so
anyway.
edit out the part where I forgot about the Hold Steady. But
Totally.
the Hold Steady is playing Surly Fest. They're going to be out back in the festival field. There's going to be music and food and obviously beer, and that's super exciting. That's going to be a lot of fun. We have Gary Clark Jr. coming also to play the festival field. He's super cool.
He's on Sonic
and-
Highways.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He is.
So that's kind of like roots, like blues, rock, really awesome, and he's like kind of really hot right now. So that's
September 8th. There's still tickets available.
September 8th. Tickets available. That's going to be a really fun show. The festival field shows it's like better than any outdoor concert you've ever been to because there's space, there's plenty of food, there's no lines for beer, and the beer is good. So those shows are like, even if you don't like the band, those shows are like really fun to go to.
Nice.
So yeah, and other upcoming stuff we have, we're going to be releasing some new beers at the State Fair, 3 new beers. A couple of hazy IPAs. One of them we brewed with Glenn Perkins, former Minnesota Twins closer. It was kind of one of his homebrew recipes that we adapted, and that's kind of that New England hazy, juicy style of IPA, as well as a beer called Juicy Lulu Lucy. That's another like big hoppy IPA. And then we have a dark and stormy inspired beer that's going to be like a ginger lime juice beer that we're also releasing at the State Fair. So if you're walking around with your corn dog, find those beers because they're I've tried them all. They're super good.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun for State Fair.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we have plans that weekend now, so
Oh,
put it on your calendar.
All right.
Cool. Well, should we
Yeah, we can
proceed to get drunk?
Let's proceed. All right, so next we'll go to the Kitsch. So these 2 beers, Kitsch and Sleek, are part of our mix pack that we just released on Monday. It's our hop pack, so it's all hop forward beers. So we've got Furious and Extra Citra, which are year-round standbys, as well as Kitsch, which is a hoppy lager that we'll try right now. So lagers generally are not hop-forward beers, but we figured why not? Because we like lagers and we like hops, and we wanted to try something different. So again, just kind of like the Brute IPA that we just tried. It's a little bit of a drier malt base. It's got a traditional lager malt bill with some Vienna malt. So it's almost going to start out like a Miller Light or something like that, but better. And then
Not to brag.
and then it's gonna finish. You'll get the hops as well. So it's like if you dry hopped those traditional lagers that you've been drinking. So it's super good. We'll cheers again, and you guys let me know what you think. So it's we dry hopped it with kind of what I consider like old school IPA hops. So it's got Centennial and Cascade and what else? Amarillo, Citra, Amarillo, and Centennial. So those are, it's got like more of an old school hop profile, like if you, I don't know, like early 2000s. Now everything's kind of moving towards the tropical, juicy flavors, but I really like this because it reminds me of the beers that turned me into a craft beer fan. And it's got like kind of traditional piney citrus zest aromas, which are really awesome.
Very smooth.
Yeah. This is an IPA, you said?
Yes. Oh, well, it's a lager,
I see.
but it's got an IPA flavor profile.
Gotcha, I see.
So yeah, it's kind of like a mashup of styles, I guess. I'm just gonna keep moving. You can. The beers are here if you want to.
All right. No
Drink
complaints
more.
here.
So this is Sleek, which is our oat IPA. So that's also in the mix pack with the Kitsch, Furious, and Extra Citra. This mix pack is really good if you're a fan of hop forward beers, and I think a lot of craft beer drinkers are. This mix pack is phenomenal. So Sleek we brewed with a ton of oats. And so oats add like a kind of people describe it as a silky mouthfeel. So it's like you drink it and it just feels a little bit different than a normal IPA. Our head brewer described it as hop candy. It's got it's kind of hard to explain, but it's got a fuller mouthfeel and it's got like a really bright kind of bracing hop aroma that I think works really well with those oats. So yeah, give it a try. This is all Simcoe hops, which are again kind of an old school hop. So you get a lot of pine and a lot of like grapefruit zest, which I love grapefruits and beers that taste like grapefruit. And this is definitely one of those. And it's again, like basically everything we've tried so far. It's super unique. I mean, when we first came up with the recipe, I was like, can we put that many oats in a beer? Because it's, again, trying to push boundaries and try new things, and this one turned